So Butte Days, it sounds kind of ambitious.
I believe we're very ambitious. Tommy here is very driven and has a great sense of community, and this was largely his brainchild. It's coming together very nicely because Butte is a community that likes to celebrate itself. So we're doing a wide bevy of events that should be appealing to anybody in our community at some point, and it seems like it'll be fun.
It does sound fun. So you're Thomas Davis, right?
Yes.
And you're the famous Doug Ingraham.
I don't know about famous. We're maybe infamous.
Well, maybe both.
Maybe both.
So tell us about some of the things you're planning.
Yeah, so we actually have quite a bit in this little program that we created. This year the consensus was to keep it small and allow it to organically grow. More importantly, the spirit of the event is to bring together everybody due to the pandemic, and then also really highlight what a community is of Silverboe County, and then also what makes us Montanans. That was the most important. That was the spirit of everything. So we have a variety of different events and shows and things that are layered in within the program, this 2-day event. Friday we start off with a comedy show with a headliner comedian, and he was ranked the #1 nation's comedian, and so he was the ranked nation 1 comedian and hypnotist in the nation. His name is Justin James. He comes out of Las Vegas. He used to perform at MGM Resorts in Las Vegas and also Aria, and now we're bringing him up here along with Kevin Shannon, who is a local Butte native. And historically he's had some phenomenal shows over at the Copper King with some comedy platforms. And then we also brought on a couple other locals by the name of Kevin Shields and Nick McDaniels. So they'll be performing, warming up the crowd, and getting everybody enticed before the headliner comes on. And that kicks off on Friday. Doors open at 6 o'clock and the show starts at 7:30. And then on Saturday, I'll let Doug kind of take that portion over.
Butte loves a parade. And a parade to celebrate itself, especially after the COVID year that we've had. People are eager to get out and celebrate. We've missed a couple festivals over the year here in Butte that we really rely on, and so we were trying to find something to fill that gap and give something one last hurrah before we hit the school year and back into winter around here. And so we came up with the Butte Days Parade. It's going to feature classic cars. Our sponsoring group is All Veterans Count, and it's a non-profit that Angie, his sister, and I recently started. It's focusing on Butte equality for veterans, and we will. This is our way to provide entertainment and events that will allow us to raise some money for the local veterans home, but it will also allow us to have events that we wouldn't normally have in this community. Butte is a melting pot. We've got a history of being a major metropolitan area, and to bring in some out-of-state entertainment, some world-class entertainment, and at the same time be featuring our local people and building events that service a different crowd, whether you're there to see the drag show or the car show or the comedy show, or just to come out for the parade on Saturday and see all of the colorful characters that Butte has to offer. And really, for a day, we call it Butte Days, but for a day, everybody in Montana is a Butteian. So we can all celebrate that spirit and the attitude that makes us that get her done kind of town. Saturday after the parade, we will go from the First Citizens Bank to Fuel Fitness, and we'll turn right there on Meadowlark, and that's where Tommy's bar is. And so Tommy and Angie will be hosting the car show after that. I'll let him go on from there because there's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so right after the parade and stuff, we also have the classic vehicles that may have mechanical components that allow them or don't allow them to go at certain speeds. So they'll kind of lead the parade and then position over at the Hot August Butte Days Classic Car Show and Shine. It also entices bikes, trucks, classic vehicles, dragsters, ATVs and extreme vehicles, and it's also embedded with a big portion of the variety of military branches that are coming to support this. I have to give a special shout out to Greg Thompson, who is the Chief Medical Officer over the MEPS. A lot of people don't know that MEPS here is a military entry program for the hub for military personnel that takes the oath and is going into the various branches, and that services most of Wyoming and Montana. So Butte has its own iconic kind of platform for the military. Also, per capita, there is a very high yield of veterans in the state of Montana.
And we're going to have an honor guard, is that right, from Malmstrom Air Force Base?
Yes, so we're working on the fundamentals and embedding all the different branches and highlighting everybody. And also, more importantly, with the spirit of this entire event is really inviting everybody from no matter what background they are, race, color, et cetera, also enticing, the unions, the people and the individuals that really made this community something back,
So
today and past.
After the car show, we'll have a drag show that's going to feature a performer, again a world-class performer that was featured on RuPaul's Drag Race and happens to be a good friend of Tommy's. And so she'll be up to perform, Elliot with 2 T's. So that show is at 6 o'clock?
Yeah, the doors open at 6 o'clock, and then we have meet and greets for VIPs to meet all the talent, the local, national, and also the RuPaul start off with season 13, Elliot with 2 T's. And then we go into the show starting at 7:30, and it's a highly interactive, very laugh out loud type of production show that gets the whole crowd going on their feet.
And it's a little bawdy, but it's still family appropriate for all ages, and it's really a unique art form that 100 years ago would have been a riot in Butte. I think it's really part of that old Butte spirit to have something so fun and to have it in our event and have it with such a great performer and local performers that we feature, both from this community and from outside. So it gives them a chance, just like the comedians, to be recognized on a larger stage too.
And to elaborate a little bit from what Doug is saying, it was amazing the first couple of years, bringing the show up from, which is called Queens and Cocktails. It was debuted on the Las Vegas Strip years ago when we started it a couple of years back. And bringing it up here and witnessing how embracive and how the community really came together and supported it was quite astonishing. So for the Hot August Classic car show and shine, with the military being implemented and stuff, we're also highlighting and conducting a ceremony at 2 p.m. with the various distinguished honorable guests coming in. I know that we have the commander from Malmstrom Air Force Base coming out to do some speaking, along with a lot of the different recruiters, representations from the Marines, the Navy, the Army, the Air Guard, the National Guard, and the Air Force as well. And being a previous Air Force veteran, it's kind of astonishing to see that the MEP's new commander is Air Force, and then being recognized and supported by the Malmstrom Air Force Base commander as well.
We're also really trying to find a local icon. We're in a nomination process on Facebook to find the Grand Marshal of the parade. The ideal candidate will have a strong sense of community and purpose in Butte. It'll be a name that everybody goes, yeah, we know him, or her, or them, and it will be somebody that does some community service and is really active in our community, and we want to take the time to recognize the character and diversity of Butte, as well as the characters of Butte. We're celebrating everybody. The benefactor of our efforts is the veterans cause, but that's something that we all can support and get behind without reservation. We want to be as neutral, open, and patriotic as we can. We're not trying to exclude or include any group in particular. It's the melting pot that is Butte, and we want to have a little something for everybody. It's a festival of many different things instead of all the other festivals which focus on one awesome particular point of our life, but this should celebrate them all.